Here we are for another episode of the Groves of Inan. Tonight, headed to Nulzar's Gate and exploring all of the wonders held within this trade city. The previous session, there was a significant amount of investigation into various aspects of magic and things that had transpired. When the group was ready to depart and attempted to head back into the Temple of Knowledge, they found their way barred, closed from above. Along with that, they found the head of the order.
Alleged head of the order. Alleged head of the order.
Well, you're pretty sure that's who it was that's dead at the bottom of the hole.
Oh, that guy. Yes.
Yeah,
right.
that guy.
Sorry.
That guy, definitely
Yes.
dead.
That was devastating. That was horrifying.
And then searched and discovered another exit from the Forgotten Temple of the Willing. In departing through this secret exit, also discovered the remains of who some believe to be the one of the previous members of that temple who was attempting to get out with all of the things and came to an unfortunate end. So the group repaired the cart that was there using their magic and brought forth the former head of the temple and then attempted to depart by way of the temple above ground.
Leaving a note for Dundon, who had teleported away in case he happened to follow and teleport back in time so he could find us.
Yes, the effects of when magic went awry. People have been appearing and disappearing randomly. Poor Dundon disappeared suddenly and has yet to reappear.
Damn it.
As the group was departing and discovering a new grove of trees ringing the previous Temple of Knowledge, they also encountered Tobald, so claimed to be Knight of the Word, follower of Levmure, the god of knowledge, and he offered to guide the group to a safe place in Nulzar's Gate. He claims to have a room available that will allow the group to find a place to rest. Having few better options, the group traveled along with and was headed to the Temple of Knox inside Nulzar's Gate to assist the former head of the order in his travels to the next life.
Yes.
Indeed.
Everybody except Dave S. Make sure you add 100 experience points on for last time. Good role play. Excellent effort of finding your way out.
Total of 2,500 for us, 2,400 for Elspeth.
And Dave S., you should be at 2,400 as well. So you and Elsbeth will be on the same number from here for now.
For now.
Welcome to my level.
And that's the goal for the next level is 2,700.
Correct.
So
Yes.
in relatively short order, you should be getting there. Ballpark.
Yay.
Will be 4th level.
Happy New Year, your 4th level.
So I'm going to, we sort of did a couple of things at the end of the last session. I'm going to roll that back just a little bit. And I'm going to start with all of you approaching and heading into Melzar's Gate.
Elspeth has her hood up as they're approaching a civilized area.
Okay, not keeping the bright pink hair on display.
Yeah.
And we all need to be traveling discreetly and not brandishing or blazing or in any way announcing our presence. We're just humble travelers.
Low key.
And as you approach, which if any of you are on tonight's game session on the map,
Yep.
You will actually be approaching from the southeast, basically where I put the little arrow on the map. Off to your right, essentially more northerly from your point of view as you're traveling, that wide open area is Caravan Central.
Okay.
There are just hordes and hordes of horses, carts, people, mercenaries. Things here look to be particularly backed up. There are just scads of various markers, flags, trading company signs. I mean, they are all over the place. And you can see lights in just about every building outside of the wall. They look like every business is on the jump. They are moving. Which lends some credence to the idea that you had heard previously that the border had been closed. Trade clearly is not moving anywhere beyond right here.
Must be nice for them.
Yeah.
So on the map you can see the area that you are approaching through, headed for the southeastern gate, is called the Yard. And as Tobald is bringing you along, he says, yes, the Yard generally is more transitory. And business has ticked up considerably since the gate was closed on the other side. We are going to endeavor to move directly through. The Temple of Knox is on the other side of the city. It's not a big city. Any of you who have a background of being near larger cities, even Rockvale is much bigger than this place. However, anything beyond the Yard is inside a fortress. It is a walled city. And gates are closable, and there is clear evidence of soldiers patrolling. The soldiers patrolling they're clearly outnumbered, but they travel in threes. They all have on uniforms that are Azinthian military.
Okay.
This is not a local guard. This is clearly an Azinthian military outpost, along with being a trade outpost. So, all of that, you do, traveling with Tobald, if you do not want to hesitate, have no issue moving through the gate once Tobald explains to the guard there that A, he already has a room inside, and B, that you're headed to the Temple of Knox with a fairly specific cargo.
Yeah, I'm sticking by the apparently badass. So,
as you head in, you move sort of diagonally to your left, and then everything opens to your right. It is a huge open air market area, with a T-shaped building off to your left that is a multi-story, and it also looks busy. Tobald will explain to you that is the trading company offices. That is where the majority of business moves through this area. That T-shaped building and all the rest of the places in the trade ward off to your left. It's very commercial. You're headed towards the Merchant Steps, Area 2, which is a significant amount of it is residential for the people who actually live here, but there's also temples and some other various commercial things sort of tucked in here and there. The little dark squiggle is the Temple of Knox, right near the gate to the keep itself. They have a fairly direct relationship with the folks inside the keep. And as you're approaching, you see, as you're walking up to the towards that gate, none of the merchant traffic goes through the keep. There's nobody from the steps, from the trade ward, from the yard. Nobody's going in there. That's a military
guarded?
combat. Yes.
Okay.
That's a no-fly zone right there.
bit more no flying.
Is it guarded by local guards or by Azinthi guards?
Zenthians.
Jeez.
That is
They're serious about keeping people out of the keep.
Is that
Okay.
normal?
I would assume so.
Nothing about this is normal.
Okay, fair.
I would imagine he said it was a military outpost, and it is a fortified border military outpost. So I could understand and figure it would make sense that they would want to keep people out of what's probably their command center.
As you are heading into the city, are there any specific things that you want to either look out for or do, or is there anything along the way?
I want Thea is going to do investigation as we're walking through the city to see if we hear anything about the Golden Circle or the Temple of or the Order of Knowledge to see if anything's coming up.
Go ahead and add Crimson Crescent to that as well.
Let's see. I have 22.
Nice.
You're kind of listening, but you're starting to pay attention to those around you. That's when you notice. You're like, wait a minute. There's a bunch of different uniforms here, but now that you're started to look, you're seeing ones that look like Golden Circle mixed in amongst the crowd. They're trying not to be obvious, but there's a bunch of Golden Circle here.
Shit.
And they all look armed and dangerous. You do notice a couple of other uniforms that are a little bit different and something you hadn't seen before. They are. I don't have them posted up anywhere yet. But you do see they're. I'm gonna see how I can. Have you seen old kung fu movies where they have like sort of they all have a uniform top with the little oblong buttons?
I think
They're one color, but they have the stripe of color at the collar and down the middle, and then at the cuffs.
Yeah.
They look like that. They're white with dark blue trim and a blue circle.
Bless you.
I heard a sneeze on top. I heard white with dark blue and then a sneeze.
And then a circle, sort of like a badge.
Oh, okay.
Blue circle right there.
Interesting.
And with the golden circle, we didn't happen to pass that second guy that we had saw at the Temple of Knowledge, right? He was not one of those guards?
Nope. But there's a bunch. And they're, like I said, they're trying not to be obvious about it. But as you're going, you're like, there's another one. Oh, there's one over there. Oh, there's one in that crowd. The more you walk through the city, the more you see.
That's not
Does
good.
there appear to be any, I don't want to necessarily say military, any fighters or people that might have appear to have come from Trokal? Or is it just Zinthia getting sort of in on this?
Make a roll for me.
Would that be perception or investigation?
Yes. Either. Or give you whichever one's better, or get a +2 for working them both together.
Oh, that's an investigation, because I'm not still mad at it. 20.
Yes, there are trading companies here from all over.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are clearly Trokal in nature, but nothing that sort of stands out, like a beacony kind of.
There's no like clear like Trokalian mercenary company or.
Oh, there are guards from mercenary companies all over the place.
Okay.
Name it, they're everywhere. I mean, it is a mishmash. There are a ton of people here.
Okay.
What you do notice, it's a flicker, but you see a person with blue hair, like bright blue hair. But then it's like a flicker, and then you're like, I didn't quite see that.
Okay. And the atypical hairstyles are typically, I know what my hairstyle is for. Are atypical hair colors like a fashionable in Trokal, or is that just?
That's a very fashionable, relatively expensive kind of a thing.
Okay.
How are the guards? Are they caring about us walking through? Are they even noticing us, or are they just passing through?
Have you ever seen the police at the end of a big event downtown someplace, and they're just tired? That's what all the guards here look like. They have no time for you. They have no time for anyone else. They've been on shift, and they are working their asses off. And it doesn't appear to be slowing down because nobody's moving through. Everybody came here to go through the gate and didn't. They're all right here.
And none of them appear to have tried to move on.
Poor beleaguered constabulary. We won't get in their way.
No, I think that'd be for the best if we just let them do their thing.
Yeah, staying low-key and having no one pay attention to us is great.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Faliki's off mic, so I wouldn't have to worry about yelling into her ear.
Tobal does lead you to the temple. The temple is pleased and happy to assist. They're very, very sorry that this is something that has become to something that's happened to someone in their ranks of the priesthood. They assure you that they will prepare everything, and should you be willing to come back in, say, a day or two, they can do a proper ceremony.
Basically needs to be laid in state, perhaps in a crypt, for ultimately his body will need to be transferred to the sacred ground of the god of Lemure.
Does that mean they're going to burn him? Are they going to cremate him?
Nope. No.
Oh.
That is not what the followers of Knox do. The followers of Knox, as folks from Trokal would actually know, have massive crypt systems. They are all about the wrapping and the preparing and the
ceremony.
lying. Yes, the ceremony of it all in order to assist with your journey onward. They are not about cremation. That is not them.
Oh, so they're more like mummifying them. Gotcha.
So while Balgar is handling the affairs of his priestly patron, I think is handling the affairs, I'm gonna look around the temple. Is there an archive, someplace I can get my hands on some books, or at least look at books?
As you're sort of looking around, you realize the Temple of Knox is just as busy as every place else here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, normally, this is the sort of place that's very calm, it's low-key, and they're in the business of death, and business is good.
It's something... I feel like we should be looking into this. Do you think something happened at Zathan?
There are more people here. More people die. I don't think there's anything special as of yet.
Just a question of volume.
Yeah.
I'm being low. I don't want to disturb anyone, but I'm kind of tempted to ask someone.
So, one of the acolytes actually notices that you're looking around.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something or someone in particular you're looking for?
I'm this will be a little vague, I'm sure. I'm looking for a book that's a little more... how do I explain this? Arcane and focused on the more magical aspects of death and the process afterwards than just a standard academic textbook.
We are a bit overwhelmed right now. We don't have the time to assist with study. You may wish to seek out a wizard, Arkandor. He has a shop towards the western gate. Azimir's Archive is the name of it.
I'm sorry, hold on. You said Wizard Arkandor West Gate. What was it called?
Azimir's Archive.
Azimir's Archive. Okay. I will be
I
certain.
will warn you.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit odd.
What kind of odd?
Even for a wizard, odd.
Azathan, I'd like to go with you when you go.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you for the information, and I hope things settle down for you shortly.
Many thanks, and things settle for everyone eventually. And he moves on.
Before he leaves, I actually had a question.
Oh, yes.
I realize you're pressed to time. I don't want to hold you up. Did something happen here recently? Because everything's very busy. I've heard the gates closed, but I'm shocked you guys are as busy as you are.
Well, yes. That is precisely it. Normally, travelers move through here apace. They go through here, they travel through the gate, and onward across the spine into the next country. However, what are they calling themselves now? Ah, yes, the theocracy of Syracuse have decided to close the border. There are armed troops at the other end of the pass, turning everyone back.
So it's the only kind of plague worse than the actual plague. Politics.
Forcibly, if necessary.
I understand. Thank you. Sorry for taking up your time.
I would say, stay clear of the Zynthian Guard. They're looking for recruits.
Good to know.
Thank you very much. Actually, gonna pass over a couple silvers. Thanks for the tip.
You are very welcome. Tobald actually says, if you would, when you are all prepared, we can head to, well, I won't call it a quiet place, but we can head to the Cracked Tankard. I have a room there.
There be other rooms for us?
There should be one.
I'm sure we can.
Reserved.
I'm sure we can find a way to ingratiate ourselves into a room.
Yes, we are filthy rich.
Yes, because that's what you want to advertise in a crowded tavern.
Yeah, no, we don't do that here.
I'm not filthy rich. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shh.
Says the lady
Now
lugging
she's
around a
getting it.
demon statue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not drawing attention.
Her pack just has extra gear strapped on top of it, just try and cover the statue.
Is that a stolen artifact in your backpack, or is there a demon on your shoulder?
Are you just happy to see me?
Yeah. It's gonna be, the demon's gonna turn into Lucy. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Please do. That'd be amazing.
No, please don't. We don't need any more impulse fucking issues with our Plateau Rogue.
Do it.
What's that? I should try to steal the U.S. Constitution.
Go for it.
We don't have the money for Nicolas Cage.
No, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. So as you, and I will actually, if you're willing, he will lead you back to the Cracked Tankard.
Yes, please.
Please,
It
Any
seems,
chance that
It's literally, wow.
it appears to be living up to its name.
Damn.
How homey.
Oof.
That's
Any chance I might be under one of those tables? Just appearing under the table at the Cracked Hanger.
Actually, yes. You legitimately reappear and have no idea where you are, why you're there, or why someone just threw a tankard at your head.
Wasn't me.
Can I catch it and drink it?
Are you sure you want to?
Absolutely, make a dex roll.
Dex roll.
20 cider, tell me what you get. Add your dex bonus.
Are you
12.
sure you want to? Hello, dwarf.
12.
So you manage to catch it, but a huge amount of it sloshes out onto you.
You had a
Ah.
shower.
There's
Golden
still
shower.
enough left
Probably
to get a
smell
half.
better.
There's still enough to get a half a tankard out of it, though.
There we go.
And as you polish that half off, the rest of your group wanders through the front door.
Honestly, that's just a fucking mood, though. Dude just got ripped out of our plane, just pops back in and absolutely just shotguns half an ale. That's that's respect.
And then what? So you were.
London?
Dundon!
No,
What? How did you get here?
I don't.
Don't ask questions. Just accept it and move on. It's easier to understand that way.
Okay, I'm not imagining him there, right?
No.
No, we're all seeing him. Dundon?
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, why did we just walk into a war zone?
it is. There's a ton of people all over this place. They're sitting double seated on the stools, standing, leaning. It is crowded. The all of the wait staff / personnel, because there are men and women, all look as though they do not have time or the willingness to participate in your games. They will hit you with a tray, as evidenced by them smacking people with trays on the way back for another round of whatever. There is a raised stage. There is a bard up there of sorts. You're not sure exactly what that's called. He believes it's singing. However, it does seem to be leading some sort of chant for those drinking all around him. It is loud and rough, and Tobald actually shouts at you, "I'm going to get changed. There's 2 people I'd like you to meet."
Give Tobald a scathing glance. Is it customary for members of the order to stay in such rustic accommodations?
He laughs. He laughs a lot. Rustic. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Elspeth's just going to like shrink in on herself and make sure her coin purse is like not being touched by anyone.
Okay.
That was actually my question. Are these like guards off duty in here? Who's in here?
You have no idea. This is mix and match central. There are all kinds of people, and it is like happy hour. It is
Your
crowded.
close.
There are people all over, and varying levels of wealth moving about. It definitely, the whole "oops, I dropped a mug" kind of, "oops, I dropped a mug" against the side of your head. These sort of things appear to happen from time to time. Mostly everyone here is just trying to really drink and have a good time. You do notice that it is significantly human. There are no dwarves beyond Dundon, and
Half-orcs.
You cannot see or tell specifically any others. Half-orcs, elves, half-elves, you can't tell, but you don't think so.
This looks like the kind of place you go when you don't want to be
Most of the party
found.
stands out like sore thumbs right now.
You still have your hood up, I believe.
Yep.
High elf, dwarf, human, half orc. Yeah, Belgar blends in the most. And
Hey,
he blends
I
in the least. He blends in the most, and he is the most outsider here.
Yeah. We aren't staying here.
Yeah. Why did we come here?
Tobald, let us here.
I
Has
just
people he
kinda,
wants us to meet.
I just kind of appeared.
Is there like a wall I can stand against? Because I don't like this crowd at all.
So
Please
he
excuse me,
does
I'll be right
bring
back.
you-
He had a potty break.
Okay.
I'm
Then we
liking
can
this
move to
crowd.
that table in the upper left corner under the stairs,
Yes.
off to one side.
You do that with a different color.
That
It's
one.
Easier to see. Yes. Basically, right there is where he was headed.
Ah, okay.
As he brings you over, you see there are two people there that have staked out that corner of the table, along with a couple of other stools. There is a. You can't really place male or female. Tall, lanky individual with long, flowing robes in the very corner. Long, dark hair, and you don't get a good look at the eyes for coloration. And a significantly shorter individual with curly dark hair sitting on the edge of the table holding what appears to be a lute or something like a lute and complaining loudly about the person performing on the stage. Both of the individuals are wearing a gray cloak similar to that of Tobald.
Good old what's his name?
So Tobald brings you over and introduces you all. Fellows, this is Lyrion and Wim. And when he says Wim, points at the shorter individual with the lute.
I knew it.
I need to dash upstairs. If you will excuse me for just a moment, I will be right back.
Again, a scathing look at Torvald. God, the man has the manners of a pig. Make introductions all around.
And as soon as you give any indication of that, Wim is laughing a lot. Welcome to dealing with a knight. He thinks this is the best possible accommodations. Of course, the truth of the matter being, these are probably the only accommodations. He's
That's
managed to keep 2 rooms, and I don't think anything else is available in the city.
Right.
Huh.
There's
Welcome.
people outside don't think camping's a good idea either.
Oh, I would suggest not going
This-
back out to the yard.
This seems like a very good place to stay if you want to be missed.
There is that. Drinks all around. And Wim hops off the table and heads for the bar.
I think I'll pass.
I like that one.
I think I'll pass.
I like that one.
Lyrian, do you have any indication why Tobald seemed to think that we should meet? No offense, but who are you?
It amuses me, and Lyrian, even with the voice, you get no indicators as to male or female. There's not like higher, lower register. It's very middle of the road. It amuses me tremendously how much information a follower of the God of Knowledge fails to produce.
A follower, perhaps. Certainly not a priest thereof. Certainly not anointed.
And therein is part of the issue. Tobald is forthright and true and driven. He is not political. and thus
That'll make a nice
his
change.
predicament.
I said that'll make a nice change.
uh, he has joined our particular group as we all seem to be outcast from various groups, and we are attempting, we, the Grey Cloaks, are attempting to piece the puzzle together. Tobald's situation is unfortunate.
There's a lot of that going around.
He was given a quest, and as the knightly sort that he is, his quest was his focus, and he completely failed to see the political nature of being sent away the way he was. I don't know what happened at the temple where he was given this quest, but he has never been able to return.
There's a lot of that going around as well.
And given that inability to return and other odd things that have sprung up hereabouts, we are attempting to piece various puzzles together. Hopefully, in a manner that will allow us to find the root of all of the strange things somehow before war descends upon us. And I do fear closing the border is just the first step.
Prelude, certainly. And from whence are you displaced, friend Lyrian?
Well, at that moment, Wim reappears with drinks for everyone. Lyrian sort of does this. It amazes me that you can get all of those as quickly as you can.
Is Wim noticeably shorter than most people?
He is very short, but he is not necessarily. I think I know what you're going for, and you're not quite seeing it.
Okay. He's
Not
short.
quite there.
He's not
He's just
half short. He's just short.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's no coins under any of these cups that are being placed down, are there?
Perception check.
What does that mean?
Oh, stuff you don't know.
Math.
Sorry. Math on baby brain? Forget it.
23.
There you go.
You're like, how would anyone know? But then, sort of distantly, on the other side of the singer that is performing right now, towards the little hexagon, you do see someone do that, and you do see a respondent.
What color coin is there? Did I catch that?
Nope. Didn't catch it, too far away.
But
And-
it's not with our group of Wim and the
No.
taller one.
New Lyrian.
Okay, Lyrium.
And the speed on that particular maneuver you caught, fairly impressive.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Professional
much.
grade.
and you just about missed it.
Gotcha.
Illyrium says, I became disillusioned with the sorcerers and wizards of Lithia. Although they have given clarity to certain aspects of magic that I would not have been able to put words to otherwise. But I decided it was in my best interest to depart. Others may have decided it was in my best interest to not return.
And Wim?
Oh, I'm just in for the party.
Inside check, please.
Sure, what are you trying to catch?
I want to see if how much he's lying on that statement.
I'm here for the. Are you kidding? Do you see where we met him?
By that sentence for a second.
Listen, not all of us are as depressed.
Am I allowed to make that roll?
Sure.
Do crits count on skill checks?
Oh, he's lying out his butt. You have no doubt. There's something fishy going on there. He's not giving it up.
Okay, then.
So you all have ventured, and Lyrian actually stops for a second and looks at Elsbeth. Far north. From Trokal, I'm guessing.
I've been trying to get around a little.
Good idea to keep the hood up.
So what have you discovered then in piecing together the puzzles of our various and respective displacements and disillusionments?
Let me ask a question. Has magic acted in an unusual way for any of you?
Over at Dundon? Yes.
How so?
Describe the scene in the chain room.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is not good. This is not good at all.
Would you care to elaborate? Because I'm floundering, at the very least.
You, as part of, did you give name to the various groups that you have encountered along the way? Golden
Sure.
Circle, Crimson Crescent?
Yep.
Okay.
Temple of the Willing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Temple of the Willing. I've not heard of that.
Misnamed, I'm sure.
They're all dead, so don't worry about it.
Ooh. The schools of magic, the things that I had claimed the Lithian wizard schools had given form to that I would not have been able to describe otherwise. The world itself is magic, and magic contains the world. It is the weave. And as you have described, as you know, there are those attempting to unravel the weave, and those who wish it to continue. The magic schools have broken it down to what they describe as tappers or redirects. with one school of exception. Tappers drain the magic from the weave of the world as part of their power. Redirects will simply pull and adjust and try not to harm the weave to move great amounts of magic.
Okay, makes sense so far.
Yes, well, what we saw was definitely damage.
Well, the Crescent is trying to tear it apart completely.
Why?
But the other people could be
assholes.
redirecting.
Well, the schools of redirection will endeavor not to damage the weave. They still wish to have that power. And all of the schools in Lithia compete with each other, tournament style. They do wizard battles. It's a bit much. Formal dueling.
Sure.
Ever since, well, the one school that does not participate, if you can even call it a school, the Weavers. They refuse to be part of it. Very little.
Smarter than most?
Hmm?
So they sound smarter than most.
And they refuse to participate in all of this public dueling and all of the things that go with it. They very rarely take on students. They are often shunned and rarely heard from. However, they exist and they maintain.
Have you sought them out as allies in your cause?
Not before I departed.
Mm.
The problem is, the thing that we have discovered is that magic will start to go wrong. If you are close to any of the Crescent, or any damage they have done, magic becomes completely unpredictable.
That is
But
verifiable.
If you are a tapper, if you are one of those schools, you can do damage in a new way. You can kill the things around you to drain magic.
Interesting.
Tappers are dangerous. However, coupling that with the Crimson Crescent, they become even more dangerous. Tear it apart, drain it flat.
And then what?
As the and this is Wim actually jumps in, and this is the part where the Crescent people really come loose. They think they're going to free their god. They worship the chained god. They think by destroying the weave, they will free their god. And somehow, when the world is destroyed, they'll benefit. Doesn't make much sense to me. Who's for another? And heads off to the bar, without waiting for an answer.
He's either incredibly anxious or an alcoholic.
Yes, all of the above. He's an anxious alcoholic.
Or a dwarf.
Does Wim actually go to the bar, or does he make any stops on the way?
Ooh, perceptive you.
Suspicious you.
He is chatting with all sorts of folks on the way to and from. And somehow he does manage to come back with drinks faster than any of the 3 tables near you.
He didn't stop and talk to that rogue that I noticed earlier, did he?
No. And that is when Tobald comes back. He has basically taken off all of the adventure-y type stuff. No armor, no outward symbols. Simple dress, great cloak, belt knife. Nothing more. Excellent! You're talking! That's a good thing! Subtle like a brick.
Yes.
Fit right in.
So, okay. What is the chained god?
Ah. There's
Probably not a god.
And nothing good.
We have been unable to figure that part out. The Golden Circle seem to know, and they are working hard against them.
Seem to be working hard against everyone right now.
Well, at the very least, they're not very communicative.
Oh, they
We should
communicate.
find that.
They communicate. It's usually just by murdering people, though.
Yeah, you don't have any biases on that.
I'm kind of with him on that, actually.
Convert! Converted to the paranoia.
Listen, it's not paranoia if it's true.
I just want to stop.
In the name of love,
Hammer time.
Up. No, I'd just rather not be bounced from one place to the other without my own power. So if we can get things working properly again, that would be nice.
Is anyone else noticing us while we're having this chat in the tavern?
God for Thea's suspicious nature.
Roll it.
Honestly,
I mean, to be fair, there's 2 humans in this group that walked in, and everyone else stands out.
17.
I was already here.
You might be getting a little side eye from the guy you noticed earlier, but it's not super obvious. Dundon, Lyrian looks at you. May I? And they just hold their hands out like this. And what you have come to recognize when dealing with the other wizardly folk around you, Lyrian's eyes sort of roll up a little bit and clearly using the sight. And Lyrian does one of these like interesting.
out of focus.
Did I experience any actual time delay between disappearing and appearing under the table? It was just instantaneous.
It feels instantaneous to you, but clearly they have the rest of the group has traveled some distance. Some things have happened, so you have skipped.
And actually, this is a good opportunity to get Lyrian and Dundon caught up to speed on what we've experienced. So recap the events of the last couple days.
Shame.
Dundon, I got an awesome statue.
Yeah.
Is that what that thing is?
Yes.
Yes.
Wim tilts his head. I think I know a guy. Are you looking to move that?
Possibly.
preferably.
Probably. Please.
If nothing else, so we don't have to keep looking at the eyesore.
Oh, art. So subjective. Hits the loot one time. Maybe in the morning. We'll do that. If we can ever get past this performance. He turns around and starts booing the dude on the stage. Go! Go up the stage! You're terrible!
Play green sleeves!
Said there were 2 rooms.
Maybe it's time to take that rest we all need.
Yes, absolutely.
A meal and a rest would be lovely.
The collective face palms. That I live for that. That's great.
Okay. Yes, Tobal, you don't know how because this place is busy, 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 and he has managed you all between his room. Lyrian and Wim have their own arrangements.
Mhm.
Between his room and the second room, there should be space for everyone, although a bit cramped, to sort of cram in and at least have a safe place for overnight. To get in a long rest and recover all spell slots, etc., etc.
Hit points, all the things.
Hit points,
Hey.
yes. All the things.
All right.
Is there anyone that doesn't want to room with anyone else?
I'm not picky.
Don't think there's a choice.
Would someone have a preference for me taking whichever room as opposed to them taking it?
We've only
Because
got
I
one
don't
room.
care.
We only have one room.
I thought it was 2 rooms.
Well, Tobald will be in one. He snores
Fair
a
point.
lot.
So,
That's only if you're sleeping now.
no, Feliki,
Other-
I have no objection wherever you wish to sleep.
I wasn't really looking for permission. I was trying to be nice, but okay.
Other questions of which of us need to sleep for less than the others? I know I, for one, and I believe Thea also don't need a full 8 hours to
Nope.
rest up.
I need 4 hours of meditation.
And 4 hours of light activity.
No.
Well, I need 8 hours of not paying any attention to anybody else, so.
And then I'd like to go shopping if I could.
Okay. It is, I would call it a quiet night, but that would be an act.
That'd be an overstatement.
I will be going with Thea.
It doesn't get really, really quiet until the wee hours of the morning. However, it does eventually settle down, and you do manage to get in all the rest that you need. The next
That's the beauty
day,
of having candles.
The next day, the crack tankard is a little bit more clean. The morning shift seems to be attempting to put it all back in order. It is at least only a quarter as busy as it was last night. There are places to sit. The tables are set up right again. The floor is swept mostly.
High standards.
Didn't earn its name for being a tea house.
Not going to get that Michelin star this year, I don't think.
Oh,
Is there a kitchen associated with this inn?
I'll never say no to food.
They can provide morning stew.
Which is a lot like evening stew, I would imagine. Lovely.
The vegetables aren't quite as done.
And some bread, if possible.
Yes, and you do see there are runners. You see across the bar into the back. There's a door out the back. You do see runners running in with bread. So it's not.
Yes.
It's not expensive. It's not expensive.
It's
But it is
barely edible, but
Ah,
it is edible.
it is
Fills the
edible.
belly.
actually, I have a question.
I don't
Do
know the
you-
ingredients in your soup.
No,
And you don't want to.
no, it's not
like
that.
hot dogs.
I know it's on the GM screen. I know it's hidden somewhere in the DMG. There's like a listing of like how rich like an inn is, if it's squalid, poor, modest.
Okay.
What scale is this place at?
The
You wouldn't
dingiest
be caught
side.
dead here.
It's actually, if you have any sort of background-ish thing that you would have judge that against, it's really hard to tell because
I grew up wealthy, so I don't know how acclimated I am to
oh,
something.
this ain't it.
Camping is fancier than this.
You're thinking this is a step up from camping because there's a roof. That's it.
I mean, the floor is missing floorboards. This is
Floor
not.
is missing floor.
Only from place to place.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
just trying
the
to figure
whole
out how bad the food is and if I should be making con saves.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Eventually. So we will.
Everything works itself out eventually.
Oh yes.
I will let you know, Dungeon Master. Elspeth specifically has a poor constitution, not just in stats, but in history. So if you want to make calls for those, I am absolutely okay with that.
Oh, you're not going to feel good after this, whatever you ate.
Okay.
But you'll be okay.
Stick with bread.
This is not such a terrible thing that it's not poisoning you. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not trying to drink orc beer because that might kill you.
But she historically has always been very sickly and poor of health.
Bad heartburn.
Yeah, Wim is kind of like, this will put meat on your bones. Here, dwarf.
I can always give her some dwarven stone whiskey.
Oh, you'll kill her.
I thought we weren't trying to kill me.
Just
She'd be
saying.
like, oh, that was delightful. Clunk.
Clunk.
To be fair, it would be kind of amusing.
So Dundon, Belgar, and Faliki are sleeping our full 8 hours, I believe, whereas Azathan, Elspeth, and Thea are up in 4 hours.
No, I'm human. I sleep a full 8.
Oh, okay. So Azathan and Thea are up in 4 hours.
Yep.
Yes, but only the light activity sort of thing in order to finish out your 4.
Gotcha.
Your other 4.
All right. So we are gathered in the morning in the tavern below.
And the question becomes, beyond particular shopping, are there other things that you want to attempt to discover, go to, deal with?
Okay, Belgar wants to know what Lyrian has found and what the plan is. Or at least what the questions are that we need answers to.
Okay.
That's Belgar's priority right now.
I want to know what the offer is for the statue.
Okay.
Priorities.
Wim will actually give you directions to a guy he just calls the sculptor. You're up in sort of the back side of the merchant steps. It's a small place. But he can give you directions to go there, and this guy would give you a fair price for it.
I would, outside of the shopping, I would like to see if I could find. Well, I remember when I was talking with, what was his name, back in Rockvale, the other weaver. He gave me the pendant and identified what it was. I'm gonna go see if I can track another one of those, another one of them down, or try and at least figure out how to get in contact with them.
Okay. In general, it seems to me that there's just sort of, you're looking for other information. Lyrian is struggling, and Belgar, in lengthy discussions with Lyrian, you come to understand that Lyrian is struggling. Lyrian doesn't know any of the Grey Cloak organization beyond these 3 people. Tobald seems to have grandiose thoughts on this, but I don't think the thoughts have gone further.
Does Tobold have access to his leadership, and can he take us to them?
No.
He's an outcast, remember?
Well, outcast from the Temple of Knowledge, based on political problems, he cannot go back. In fact, he's tried, but it seems to be something is working against him. He may actually be cursed. We haven't quite parsed that out yet. But as for the Grey Cloaks, I try to press him on that, and I don't ever get very far. There are other rumors of things floating about.
That's suitably vague.
Well,
Goes well with my mead.
also suitably vague. Having the gate close has turned this place on its head. Things that made a lot of sense before don't make sense now. There have been crazy, crazy rumors about a number of different things. The original quest that Tobald was sent out for was indicated to be, at least indicated to him, to be the quest to find information on a millennia-old prophecy that a chosen one with a particular birthmark would be born deep in the mountains to the north. And Belgar, that actually rings exactly true to what you heard. And the temple put forth that he had gone on this quest and was lost to the temple. And that was all. I mean, there's never really anything deeper than that. But you heard about this great prophecy and this chosen one and this millennia-old thing. And
Okay, quick question.
Yes.
Are people regularly sent out to resolve this millennia-old prophecy about the chosen one? Or is this the first time anybody has sent someone out?
It was the first and the last.
And did anybody ask, why now are we going to check this out? If the prophecy is that old.
Lyrian looks around. Tobald fights for knowledge, but doesn't hold much.
Does not possess it. Yes, okay. Very good.
So the thing is, in traveling through the mountains, he did dig up information on a prophecy, but not that prophecy. And not one that was specifically that old. I have that information right here. He has also discovered that the Azinthians have a great interest in finding information on this prophecy. They believe it is associated with a book called the Tome of the Worm, which is relatively new information to us. Now, the other thing that combines with this, the strange things that you've heard, or the strange things that you have experienced with magic, seem to be, there seems to be some issue with that similarly in the mountains. There have been a number of things that have occurred in the mountains that would lead us to believe there are problems of chaos proportions in the mountains.
Do you have specific locations?
The best we've been able to come up with is there was a local that decided to take his crew and find an alternate path, because if you could find an alternate path through the mountains,
sell your wares
and charge a toll for any of the others who wish to go through. There is a great deal of thought put into the money in this area. The problem being that his crew didn't return from the mountains. Only he did. And he was terribly burned and claims they encountered a dragon. Now, he could give directions. I think a dragon is overstated. If he were burned by a dragon, he would not be back. Dragons are immensely powerful. And, to my knowledge, have never been seen. However, he may be able to provide direction. And there may be something worth uncovering in that area. Sadly, that is the best we have been able to come up with. There are a large number of the Golden Circle scavenging this area for any and all information with regards to the mountains. So our little crew have been doing our best to dodge them and collect up any other information we can find. But the Golden Circle is bent on repression of all of it.
That sounds about right.
Well, if what you say is true, and I do not doubt it, and the mountains are experiencing the same magical issues that we did, then that must be linked to some sort of Tapper Crimson Crescent disruptions of some kind.
That is the thought, but the three of us don't have the wherewithal to go and investigate this claim of a dragon.
Well, we do.
We've got
Yes, we've got what? Dundon, have you been drinking? How much have you been drinking, man? It's 8 o'clock in the morning, for God's sake. Use complete sentences, man. We've talked about this. Sit up straight. My God, represent your race.
We've got the time.
Oh, that's a good sentence. Very well done. Yes.
Non sequiturs, the best.
We've got a ... Yes.
Gumption. Audacity. Suicidal tendencies. Come on. What?
All right. Where is this chap who claims he was burned by a dragon?
Isn't that
Torbjorn?
Tobald is off doing something already this morning. He mumbled something about training and headed out the door. And Lyrian is... you can see... I know you were looking to Wim to see how much he was not letting on before. Lyrian is an open book, completely exasperated with Tobal. Like,
say what you want about the man. He is certainly a man of action.
That is true.
There's not a lot of thought behind that action, but there is just action.
A tidal wave is also a thing of action. A volcano is a thing of action.
Yes.
A hurricane, thing of action. These are not good things.
I never said it was a good thing.
And Tovol is the only one who knows where this dragon-scorched explorer can be found?
Lyrian, no. I can take you. We will have to venture out into the yard, but we can do it.
So here's what I propose. We brace this chap, figure out where his route was and where he got burned. Hire, I don't know, a half dozen mercenaries to go with us. And make our way up into the mountains and root out what the hell's going on up there.
On whose coin? Mercenaries are not cheap.
And we'd have to be sure that we weren't collecting Golden
Spies.
Circle or Crimson Crescents.
I'm sorry, Golden Circle or Crimson Crescents? Why would they be in the guards? They're not around here, are they?
We have several different kinds of guards lingering everywhere.
Really? That's fascinating information, and I would have loved to have heard that about 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, I've seen about 3 different
Thanks
groups.
for that. Awesome. My babe. Oh, okay. Please give us the rest of the information, Thea.
Yeah, no, there's a heavy presence of Golden Circle here.
God.
Here's what I love. Our hyper-vigilant rogue, it's like we have ears and eyes on all sides of the party. Doesn't communicate shit.
Mute rogue. We have a mute fucking rogue. I would rather have Thea's paranoia in Wim's body, because that little shit will tell you everything you need to know all the damn time.
Well, now that we're airing out some things that I've noticed, there's an extremely heavy presence of Golden Circle. They're dime a dozen here.
While we're all being honest with one another.
There's mixed in with the Azinthian guards. There's also these different guards that have a different uniform, but I'm not sure where they're from.
Lyrian, ring any bells?
White shirt with the dark blue circle.
That's just so.
Really?
So what we're saying is low-profile scouting might be the name of the game rather than mercenaries to go kick someone's door in.
Uh-huh.
But I am all for extra bodies.
Lyrian said the uniform, the blue, there was a circle on their uniform?
Dark blue, yes.
Oh. The circle of clarity. It's one of the wizard schools from Lithia. They're terrible.
What kind of terrible?
Terrible as in bad wizards, or terrible as in not good with magic?
Or pedantic, annoying, uppity bastards.
Yes.
Like Wim?
Wow.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, that was the outside voice on that. Yeah.
Wim pokes you square in the ass. Hey.
Damn.
Not cool. Right here. Besides, you didn't get to the sculptor yet. Hello. You're going to pay for that one, I think.
That's right. Hit the thief where she lives.
Right
in her pocket?
In her pocket, yep.
My pocket is heavily watched. I assure you.
So.
Okay. So Lyrian thinks that, honestly, the dragon thing is the best lead that we've had, but getting any legitimate information, this place has just become such a mishmash since the gate was closed and people just in and out, and it has become chaotic.
Right.
Okay, so if we were to go in, we're a small group.
Going to the yard is not that big a deal. You came in through the yard.
Yeah.
It's simply. And Lyrian looks around and looks back at you and says, lower rent.
Yeah, it's not the yard I'm worried about. It's the mountain's path, if we can find a way in there.
Let's talk to the wounded burn victim. See if he'll divulge his route into the mountains. I doubt he's wanting to go back there anytime soon, and then we can mount an expedition.
I need to shop first.
Yes, by all means, please go shop.
Yes.
Maybe you could mix up a burn treatment for him.
I was actually thinking of such things. That and hair. That and a dye for Elspeth's hair.
Ooh.
But I like my hair.
Yeah, but your hair is a beacon of drawing attention.
What the hood's for?
Yeah, like that helped.
So, Azathan, do you have alchemy?
I have a proficiency with an herbalism kit.
I also have proficiency with herbalism kit and medicine.
I also have proficiency with medicine.
Okay.
Okay, so essentially, the thing that you're thinking of, there's a particular burn salve that you have known about.
Mm-hmm.
The main ingredient of it is, slang is they call it muck muddle. It's basically a swamp-based plant. You're not sure how much of it would be around here. Ballpark, like 15 gold if you can find the ingredients to put it together.
Sure.
Or if you can find some, perhaps you can just buy it for 15.
Sure.
So either making it or buying it, that's ballpark the cost because you don't have it.
That's fine. I will. I'm going to guess there's an alchemy shop where I might be able to pick those up, and then some other things on my list of acquisitions.
Sure, there's absolutely a shop, and
You had that wizard shop you wanted to go to too.
Correct.
Oh yes, Asmir's archive. There are a bunch of things in there. And Lyrian says, "Be careful when you go there."
You're the second person who's warned me to be careful around this. What exactly should I be aware of?
Arkandor is
Eccentric, violent.
eccentric is a good word for it.
What kind of eccentric? Like I'm going to try and steal your kidneys while you're asleep eccentric, or I have a strange collection of eyeballs in a jar kind of eccentric?
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Thea, no.
No, Thea.
No.
I'm not sure about the kidneys, but I think I've seen a bottle of eyes.
Are they customer eyes or newt eyes or something? Do I need to worry about being harmed upon going to shop?
Oh no.
Then I'm not that
your
concerned.
pocketbook may be harmed.
I expect as such.
Particularly now. Business is brisk.
I'm sure.
Daliki, you're on mute, my dear.
I may wish to visit a weaponsmith as well.
It's because I keep losing connection.
Ah.
I've heard approximately a third of this evening's conversation.
Only a third of it has been worth listening to, really. So
yeah, out of the third I could hear, about a third of it was worth listening to.
Reasonable.
Okay.
So he's eccentric and expensive. I imagine that's kind of a wizard thing.
And a stripper thing.
I'll
Fair.
keep that in mind.
Right. So, Azathan Elspeth, you go to meet the eccentric mage Arkandor over at Asmir's archive. Meanwhile, Thea and Whim, you go make your way and sell your wares. Dundon, go seek ye a weaponsmith. Faliki, would you like to go with him and shop in your club or whatever it is you do with weapons?
No.
All right.
No.
Then Faliki and I will remain here with Lyrian and
Sir
sneak
talks a lot.
ourselves into Tupper.
Hmm.
Sound like a plan?
Azathan, can you see if there's our friendly wizard has any death root?
Yes. I will death root. GM, do I fucking know anything about... I should know something about death root.
Isn't that part of your...
That's
Ink?
kind of my thing.
Well, it actually rings a bell,
Mm-hmm.
as it is, if I remember correctly, one of the ingredients listed
Yes, it is.
in the ink recipe.
Yes, it is.
In the ink?
Uh,
The odd
Book
ink.
of the Willing.
Inks from the Tome of the Welling.
Ah, okay.
There are ingredients in there that may or may not be available.
Okay. Interesting. I can certainly look. Death root. Okay. I'll add that into my shopping list while I'm there. I won't ask too many questions right now. I'm gonna go. Let's start at the Alchemist Shop, and then we'll go to the Wizard Shop afterwards.
Okay. Dave R., I know you needed to jump early.
I've got about a half hour before I need to bolt.
Oh, okay. That's not really early. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, time zone.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yeah, we thought 8:30 Eastern, not Central.
Oh, actually, yeah. Now that you mention it,
It's 8:30 Eastern right now.
yeah.
Okay.
I can hang out. I can hang out for another 15. I'm good.
It's
Okay.
up to you. We're going to end up doing like sort of compartmentalized things, and if you're hanging out with Lyrian, then that's totally cool if you need to go now, and I'll just rotate through the shopping things.
That would be cool. I will bid you all a fine good evening, happy shopping, good info, and get us on the trail into the mountains before we wrap up tonight. Eh?
We'll
Awesome.
certainly try.
Have a happy
Cheers,
new
guys.
year.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Happy
to
New
y'all.
Year!
See you, Dave.
Absolutely. Cheers, guys.
And then
All
there
right.
were 6.
So, first one's out. Who we were going with? Elsbeth, and who was going with Elsbeth?
I was going with Azathan.
Yeah.
Azathan.
Az-
So okay, so the two of you are headed out.
Elsbeth was kind of volunteered into my company. Whether or not Elsbeth consented to that or not, we will discover later.
As you are strolling out into the city, you got vague directions to an alchemist shop, but you aren't really certain.
Someone's gonna be.
You're headed down one particular lane,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, this should be where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And I need both of you to do perception.
Let's see. Hold on. Ah, okay. That's a 23. I'm glad one of us is paying attention.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not used to crowds quite like this.
Just
It
stay.
is very busy.
Just stay by me, Elspeth.
Oh,
I was never really let
perspective.
out of the house much, so.
So as of then, you do notice, as you're headed, you're angling towards what you think is the alchemist shop, and you notice somebody else who has a hood up, much like Elsbeth, who sort of pulls it aside and peeks. You see this person peeking out at you and Elsbeth, and you catch a particular glimpse of bright blue hair.
We're gonna change direction.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick next. I know about where we should go. I'm going to change the route.
And as you're turning away, and you see the person who's done this go, and then you've moved on. Which way are you headed now?
We picked a left, opposite the technical direction of where we were supposed to go.
Okay.
Wasn't that the way?
Shh.
Okay, you know what? I'm confused.
We're being followed.
Oh.
Just shut up and follow me.
Jeez.
Do you know anyone with blue hair?
Do I know anyone with blue hair, Adrian?
Sure. Back home. Not out here.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on why they would be following you? Miss, my pink hair is definitely not identifiable.
I mean, I honestly don't. I don't know who the individual is, so like, I the player don't know who that individual might be, so I couldn't come up with a explanation or a lie without that.
You have no idea who the person with blue hair is.
I don't know why someone with blue hair would be following either of us.
Give
Okay.
us another perception, Azathan.
Well, that's a nat 20.
You stop just in time that you have the availability to cut down an alley to your right as you see large really fails to describe this individual at the end of the road that you are taking. He's gotta be 7 feet tall.
Jesus.
Like monstrously big dude. And he locks on to you, like visually, and you see it just before you pass this alley. You have the ability to duck to the right. What do you do?
Oh fuck.
Is that right?
I don't know this. I don't know the city. I don't. Fuck.
I don't
following
think that's
your
a good
lead at
use
this
of your
point.
time.
I am going to. I don't want to duck down another alley because chances are we're just gonna get looped in on.
It's never worked when I've gone into an alley.
No, I know. Believe me, I know. I'm suddenly having Rockvale flashbacks for some odd reason. I don't understand why that could
Who wasn't
be.
there for Rockvale?
I
I'm
know
following
you weren't. I was. Big dude in an alleyway. And, oh boy. All right. Is there a particularly clustered group of people nearby?
No.
Fuck.
There are people still moving. It's not like you're not in public.
Sure.
However,
If anyone's following us, they're not going to want to throw down.
No,
There's too many people.
I would not believe that for a second.
There's way too many people here.
Yeah,
There's
that's...
way too many guards and soldiers.
Yeah, I don't think that matters for some people. And you don't need to absolutely have a beatdown in the middle of public to do some damage. I'm older than you. I don't understand why I'm trying to explain this to you right now. Alright, we are gonna try and keep... I can ID the big guy. And we're not gonna ditch down the alley, but we're gonna try to go to the opposite road or opposite side of the road to make it so if he was trying to come at us, it would be very, very obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Shit.
Does he appear to be looking at either of us in particular, or just us as a pair?
He can reach a full square on either side.
Oh, shit, biscuits.
He's huge.
All right.
So
And
cramped alleyway might be good.
He's definitely angling for you.
Okay, down the alleyway we go.
Okay.
Grandma?
Surprise!
And it's not the big dude I met in Rockvale, is it?
No.
Great.
No.
Oh, because they owe us a favor.
You just attract big dudes.
All right. Don't say that, then. All right, we'll go down
You're
the alleyway.
just their type.
You look back and you see he just sort of stops at the end of the alley.
Oh, fuck.
And he's like, it's almost like you can see him trying to do math in his head as he's turning sideways, trying to see how he's going to fit down this alley.
There's smoke.
And he just stops at the end of the alley.
He's like a T-Rex. If you don't move, he can't see you.
You duck out the other end of the alley. You're on a new street.
Okay.
You have option left or right. Right takes you back towards where the Alchemist Shop was. Left takes you further away, but towards the wall.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll circle back to the Alchemist Shop later. Then we'll try and get to the mage's shop.
Okay, left it is to the wall. You're headed down there. You get out to the edge of the wall. You know that the place you need to go is to the left. Do you go that way, or do you hook a right, which heads more towards the keep?
I feel like this is going to be super obvious in retrospect, but I'm not there yet. So, you know what? Let's try and go with haste, hang a left to try and get there so we're at least inside where we're trying to go.
Okay.
I don't like this.
I would like to try and keep an eye out for people now, since it's clear I didn't notice anything at first, and now I'm concerned.
Yeah, blue hair person and a really big dude. Just keep an eye out for people who are following us.
Give a perception check.
And since both of us, can I give him advantage for that? Just because we're both trying to look out for people actively?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
First roll better, so 22.
You're right. You're a little bit overwhelmed by the sheer volume of people here.
Yeah.
And you are reaching the paranoia point because you understand that where you're from, this many people is not a big deal, but you weren't out in the mix, so to speak.
No, they wouldn't let me out of the house much because I was sickly.
So being out in the mix, you're like, you see everyone. You're like, that person, that person, that person, that person. Are they looking at me?
Feeling a little
You're like,
overwhelmed. All right.
Trying not to make concussive sound right now to avoid just clearing the crowd. So just point me in a direction and I'll go, guy.
Okay.
You dash down the street,
Mm-hmm.
and you see all of the buildings along this street look neat, well kept, orderly, and then you see the sign for Azimir's archive.
Uh-huh.
Neat, orderly, do not apply.
That's kind of what I thought.
This is... You're like, how does that even fit here? It honestly looks like the front wall bulges a little. It's just, there's a stack of crates out front. There are a handful of steps up to a door that is hanging open. the windows themselves, if you could call windows, because it's just stacked with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a space where light gets through to qualify it as a window. It's he might be a hoarder.
Is that? Asthathan's going to look over to Elsbeth. Is that just a wizard thing, or is this a special case?
I think this is a special case. Like,
oh, great. Well, then we should make haste to get inside then.
Didn't prep anything fire related today, so we don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about burning the place down.
Good. That's probably wise.
Okay, you pop in,
Mm-hmm.
and it does not get more clean or organized inside.
Mm-hmm.
There are little pathways through stuff everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Just it is and it's like, you ever go to a yard sale?
Yes.
And you look at that one table and you go, I don't want anything there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that in this front room. You couldn't discern anything of value out of that stack to your left if you took the rest of the day. It's just, you're like, why would anyone have that?
Eclectic.
Okay.
Eccentric. Good stuff's probably in the back then.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
You can't see the back. There's a counter. It has crap stacked up on it.
Hello?
Ah! Ah! Someone come in!
Oh no.
This ought to be good.
Welcome! 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 And this sort of hunched over old dude with a big, long, wispy beard and one eye.
Oh, does he change out his other eye with the different ones out of the jar? Change the color, like his mood?
That is
He's got
disgusting.
That is hilarious.
He seems to have an eye patch over that eye right now.
Okay, so he's got an eye patch.
Gnarled fingers. I mean, just dude looks like he's a 500 million years old.
Oh.
Might have taken a bath a 250 million years ago.
Oh.
Maybe.
Mind your tender sensibilities. I'm gonna reach into a pocket, my herbal pouch, and get some strong-smelling herbs and stuff them in Elsbeth's face for a moment. Hold this!
Little herb pouch.
Why does it smell like chamomile?
Welcome, welcome, welcome!
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the archive. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for an arcane textbook.
Ooh.
And other things. But let's start with the textbook.
What subject?
Death.
Oh. One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Oh,
Hold
perfect.
on. Let me see if I can find something.
I'm certain that you can.
Lord.
Yeah, like we're
did I
playing
come
Where's
with you?
Waldo, but where's the book?
Yeah.
You came with me for a sense of adventure and learning experience. That, or you're a masochist. Or you could be stuck back with Belgar and Feliki, or have gone with Dundon to go get things you don't have sharpened. Or you could have gone to see the sculptor, but I don't know if you would have wound up any better for any of those experiences. At least now you have something. I'm sure you'll find something here, maybe.
Maybe?
Work on your constitution. I don't know. Figure something out. Oh, actually, watch the door.
In case it moves.
You might be surprised.
In case the door moves, in case people come in with the blue hair or the giant dude. Oh, he couldn't come in here, let's be honest.
Over here, over here, over here. There are books over here. There are books over here.
Never mind, just come with me, and I will drag Elsbeth along, and we'll go over to where, what was his name?
Arkandor.
Arkandor. I have the note, like, in front of my face. Yeah, Arkandor.
Okay. He brings you over, and there's in the midst of this massive chaos thing, there's there's 2 shelves.
Okay.
With books in there. And he's sort of got his one eye, and he's sort of glancing over titles and going through it. Do you intend to just wait for him, or are you going to take a peek at any of the titles?
I will
I'd like
assist.
To peek at the titles out of curiosity.
I will. Yeah.
You're gonna grab one at random, or
don't pull from the pile. Look at the spines. I may not be an engineer, but I can see this is tedious at best.
You see an absolutely insane collection of stuff.
I will.
You're like, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no order here.
Okay, so I'm just looking at spines. Do you have spell tomes? Maybe even.
Spells are overrated. And he's scratching something on the back of his neck. There's something here. There's something here. Hold on. Hold on. He pulls out a book, and he looks at it. I don't think so. And he holds the book up as if he was holding it back to you behind his head, and he goes to keep looking. Are you going to take it?
I will take it.
It is a book called Spontaneous Tavern Renovation.
I'm going to keep a hold of that. And actually, while he's looking, I'm going to start flipping through that book, because with a title like that, it's got to be good.
A lot of it in the front end looks to be fairly destructive.
Okay.
One portion of it expresses... You kind of get caught. You're like, what? One portion of it expresses selling swings with a mallet, cost per swing for literally tearing something apart, breaking something down. It's quite clever.
I'm going to keep this book. I could probably sell it to the folks at the Cracked for whatever it was.
Anything?
It takes a couple of minutes, and he kind of stops, and he goes, "Uh-huh. This might be it.
Uh-huh.
This might be it."
Uh-huh.
He pulls out, and it is not a big book.
Uh-huh.
It is a small, slender, but very fine-looking book, and holds it up. This you may be interested in purchasing.
What is it?
As you take it, it is, you think it's leather.
I hope it's leather.
Black.
Uh-huh.
Neatly bound.
Okay.
Silver edge.
I like it.
Silver title. On Death and Dying.
Okay.
By Von Duprin.
By who?
By who?
Von Duprin.
Okay.
Is that a familiar name or just a name?
Actually, Elsbeth, do a roll.
That be history or arcana?
Arcana.
On Death and Dying, you said?
Yeah.
19.
You're like, wait a minute, that rings a bell. That sounds like someone that the people from Knox have been talking about.
Okay.
You're like, no, that's legit. Sorry.
I muted her.
So it was okay. You said that's legit. Is that what you had said?
Yeah, it's you're like, wait a minute, that's legitimate scholarly study right there. You could probably dig something out of that.
Okay.
That might actually get you something. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Thank
you.
That's a name.
How much?
That's a name to know.
I haven't given it a lot of thought.
Start at 50.
I'll have to check the ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Certainly.
He wanders into the other room.
Around there somewhere.
So how long have you been collecting your archive?
What?
I'm absolutely just bullshitting with him right now. How long have you been collecting for your archive?
What archive?
Your store.
Was I selling something?
Oh no. We were having a great conversation about your store and all of your collections.
Oh, yes. Yes, things are for sale.
Yes. How long have you been collecting?
Time is a construct.
And it is.
Yes, it is.
But for the purposes of dialogue, do you think you could give us an estimate?
Well, no.
Reasonable.
Fair enough.
What were you looking for?
I'm going to hold up the book on death and dying.
Oh, what a drab subject. Knox. Do you want that?
Yes.
I'll sell it to you.
Please.
50.
50?
50.
50. And I will reach into my my pouch, pull out the 50 gold, and... Where do you want me to put the money? There's... I will put the money right into his hands then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He does that, and it's gone.
What was that?
What was what?
You just... The money, it just disappeared.
What money? Did you pay for that?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you get a receipt?
You son of a bitch. I just paid for this. I would like a receipt, please.
For an extra 5 gold, I'll give you a receipt that says what you wanted to pay for it.
No, thank you. Just a receipt.
Fine. He turns around. He rummages around underneath a portion of the desk and turns back and hands you a bookmark. There you go.
Fuck it. I'll take the bookmark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, sweet Jesus, please don't.
No, this is a question for the GM.
Okay.
Is he actually senile, or is he really good at faking it?
You have no idea.
Oh,
idea?
no.
Okay.
No. I'm a druid. I specialize in crazy. This dude's fucking bonkers.
Shithouse rat.
This dude is fucking... This dude is a whole marble set full of a full collection.
You're looking for marbles?
No!
I had some once. I think I lost them.
Actually, yes. Do you have any magic items somewhere in your collection? Just curiosities.
Oh, they're very expensive.
I'm sure. But what do you have? I'm curious. Call me intrigued. Actually, you can call me Azathan, but I'm mostly intrigued.
Curiosity killed the cat.
I swear to
Okay,
God,
intrigued.
Captain.
He scuttles off around a pile of things,
Uh-huh.
and then you see him climbing up a ladder behind another pile of things.
This is entertaining.
And there's a head up there. You presume it's a mannequin. And he pulls off a pair of goggles, and he holds them out. He says, "These are magic."
What do they do?
They're magic.
Yes, but what do they do?
They're goggles.
Okay.
Magic goggles.
Yes, I understand, but what do the magical goggles do? What makes...
Roll a 20 for me and add your intelligence to it.
Here.
Because he's clearly not adding his intelligence to it.
Ooh, good. That would be an 18.
You think they look a lot like the goggles that Belgar has.
Oh shit, what did... Oh, they gave him dark sight. Or dark
Yeah,
vision.
goggles of night.
Huh.
Made money that that's what they were.
How, I'll keep that in mind. How much for those?
A lot.
How much is a
you
lot?
Have that kind of money.
How
And
much?
If you do, you certainly wouldn't be here.
You would be surprised where I've wound up over the past few days.
Elspeth is going to take like 2 steps back to make sure she's not in immediate havoc radius of Azathan. I don't like that tone of voice at all.
Yeah, he went from batshit crazy to really clear in about that long.
Okay.
Elspeth is just slowly backing up.
If you have somewhere in the thousands, then come see. Until then.
Bye-bye.
And he disappears behind a pile of crap.
Put the goggles down slowly and carefully.
Oh no,
please.
I
Azathan
didn't
doesn't
give
have
it
them.
I don't.
Okay.
I didn't touch them. I'm just...
Oh,
Dude
okay. I thought
has
you were holding them. That's why I
Dude
was like,
has them.
No, I just...
And dude just disappeared behind a pile of crap.
Yep. I actually did have a question, sir.
Shut the fuck up, Elspeth. We gotta go.
He's standing right beside you. What?
Oh, hi. I was wondering if you knew anything about...
Tea.
What'd you say? Just gonna give it to Azathan.
The...
Hold that.
Would you care for the chamomile?
No, can't stand the stuff. What?
What's your...
I was
What?
wondering if you knew anything...
What? I have things to do. Very busy.
Wizard societies or wizard groups.
Ugh. Tell me you're Lithian. Wait, don't tell me you're Lithian. I don't like Lithians. He does that with the one eye, and he's like, Trokal. That's worse. Turns around and walks away.
I think I'm going to place a hand on Elsbeth's shoulder. I think we should come back another time.
Or maybe not at all.
That is also an option. Another time, maybe. Probably not, because this guy gives me the... Ugh. We should leave.
He actually is right behind you, and he has a card. Don't forget, you can always come back.
I will take the card. Is it...
Casimir's Archive. Nelzar's Gate franchise.
I'm sorry. 2 things about this. 1, did you say franchise? And two, can I look at that? Can I look at this card with the sight for just a second?
So you flip to the site.
Mm-hmm.
This guy glows.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dude's fucking radiant. Okay.
Random shit around this store.
Mm-hmm.
Under things, it's really hard to tell. There may be an organizational pattern to it, but you can't see it. The card itself does not glow at all.
Okay, so it's not.
It is a standard object without anything more than standard object thing.
Okay, good to know. That would have been okay. I like that idea though.
He swivels the one eye around and he goes, "Yes, franchise. Have to compete with those fools from War Brides."
War Brides?
Yes, they're terrible. You shouldn't go there. And Elsbeth, you know War Brides because they're a big-time business in Trokal.
I will keep that in mind then. And
Selling adventurers crap.
I will put the card inside my cloak. Good to know.
For the record, sir, I was hoping for something a little more exclusive than anything. Was it Lithuanian?
Lithian.
I was hoping for something knowledge something a little more exclusive than anything Lithian.
Well, that's a good start. Stupid schools. They're terrible.
He doesn't
Perhaps
have
another day.
Okay.
What was that?
Perhaps another day. We should come back. I think we've taken a good bit of the gentleman's time. And I don't think we should stay in one place for too terribly long.
Okay. As you exit, perception rolls for both, please.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
No.
I am on the money today with this shit. That would be another 23.
It's really not hard to see 7-foot tall dude.
Yeah.
9.
He's being subtle.
Oh, yes.
Subtle like a T-Rex.
And see me.
Oh, he's the ravenous bug bladder beast of Trawl. Okay.
I'm invisible.
Oh my god, all I can think of is the shark guy from
Suicide Squad 2. And yeah, that's kind of him.
Like books.
So even my 9 can see him.
Yeah, you spotted him. He's easy to see.
Yeah.
He seems to be looking around subtly.
It's this, but just without the hand.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Then where to now?
And do I spot the blue-haired one?
You do not.
Okay, we go back to the alchemy shop then. Trying to blend in with the speed of other people around us.
Okay. I'm going to let you guys wander. Dundon was headed for a weapons shop. Was there anything particular that you were looking for, sir?
Looking for a new axe.
Were you looking for what level? What type? Number one. Were you doing hand axes or were you doing?
They were hand axes before.
Hand axes.
Yeah, I was thinking something possibly, two-headed.
Okay.
You need to be more specific.
Oh dear.
Bad
Well,
Faliki.
That's just for you.
Oh no, that's for me and a friend.
Wow. Okay.
Twitch terms of service. Here we go.
prices are actually, for weapons, prices are in a weird fluctuation. It's you see there's a couple of armories at various places inside the wall. And I presume you're going to stay inside the wall?
Yes.
Okay. Inside the wall, you definitely get the higher end works. Um, there, you see just at a glance, there are half a dozen different mercenary companies represented in some form or another. People moving in and out and around all these places. Um, as you're sort of looking, there's one that they have. They actually have a door, as opposed to most of the other armories. They and there's somebody actually standing at the door, letting people in and out. That really is the only one that has any differentiation between any shop, any other shop, um, along the street. Are you going to just pick one at random, or are you going to aim for that one?
I'm gonna aim for that one.
Okay. As you get there, the person at the door stops you for just a moment, and then opens the door. Welcome, and allows you to go in.
Thank you.
Inside, it's busy, but it is not the sort of crazy that it is out at any of the other places you've seen, and it's very busy. As you look around in here, all of the people in here are, in your estimation, are definitely professionals. These are all fighters of some variation, and they are armed, but not like some of the people you see out in the crowd are. They get that poser vibe from them. Like they're carrying all their weapons. It looks like a golf bag over their shoulder, and they couldn't get to any of them within the first 2 rounds. That sort of a thing. The people in here all look efficient and dangerous. Particularly the person behind the counter, who is dwarven. He's in the midst of haggling with a particularly scarred individual who really seems keen on picking up this sword that he's got laying on the counter. It takes a couple of moments, and they seem to come to terms. Sword is paid for, and the dwarf behind the counter actually wraps it up, and hands it across. And it's, by your estimation, it's a good sword. Welcome, brother. What are you in need of?
Well met. I'm looking for a new axe.
Can I talk you into a hammer? And as he says that, he sort of gestures backwards. There is a hammer on the wall that it looks like it would take 2 people to carry, and it has inscribed on the head of the hammer, "Rollo the Hammer." He goes, I need to keep people on my team. Too many axes out there. We need a hammer.
I will look at your hammer.
Wow.
Goddamn fleeky.
Perhaps another time. Axes it is.
There are just some things that Twitch can't fix.
Dude, low hanging fruit.
Literally.
Hope you're enjoying the show, everyone.
Because lowbrow humor, that's where we're at.
Repeat after me.
Listen, if your D&D party does not devolve into lowbrow drunk humor at some point in time, you're just doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Or you're getting paid
I could have said,
money.
show me your hammer.
Repeat after me, folks. Plausible deniability. I don't know what you're talking about.
Plausible deniability. I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go. He immediately, because you're the only other dwarf in there, he immediately will be completely chatty with you. He shows you around various aspects of different weapons if you have other friends. However, these are high quality weapons. I only deal with top quality things. They are going to be a bit more than the things you'll find outside. And definitely don't go buying things out in the yard.
Understood.
There's a chick out there with a milkshake. Low hanging.
Okay. Were you other than having a bite on either side? Was there something specific that you were particularly looking for with the axe? Are we looking for one or two? Anything more than just your regular axe?
Nothing too spectacular. Looking for two of them.
Are you look the sort to be out doing things not necessarily mercenary-like.
True.
You seem to be involved in extracurriculars.
I have two axes that I think will work for you. They will be a little more expensive, but I think I can interest you. He actually, wait here for a moment. He heads into the back. A couple of other people come in and out. He comes back out. He's holding two absolutely gorgeous hand axes. And they do look absolutely deadly and functional, but they're gorgeous. And they have silver edges.
Ooh.
Hardcore silver weapons. If I can interest you, I think these are you.
AI?
Please.
I'm gonna test the weight, test the balance. Examine the
they
craftsmanship, obviously.
they function they're just as pretty to handle as they are to look at. They are nice. But he says I will warn you, they are
Oh.
expensive.
It's like
How
you're,
expensive?
it's like you're holding the Ferrari of murder.
Yes.
$250 for the pair, and I'll throw in the belt to hold them.
Do it, do it, do it.
Would be Lucy? Stop.
Buy it! It's an investment in your future!
And it's so pretty.
It's silver edged.
They
I'm
do.
gonna play.
They would count as silver weapons, like true silver weapons.
Ooh.
Are we at the counter?
Yes.
I'm gonna put them both down on the counter. Rummage in my bag for two glasses, and I'm gonna pour out a dram or a goodly finger or two of dwarven stone whiskey.
Ooh. Knocking the price down.
Nice.
You, sir, drive a hard bargain. 200.
Done.
Nice. Time for shots.
That's how you fucking negotiate right there,
Boom.
boys.
Boom. Rolo the Hammer tells you can come back, bring your friends, I will get you a deal. If you need weapons, if you need assistance, you come see me. You have a friend. And
Friend at Rolo's.
2 shiny new axes.
Shunk. Until then, brother.
Outside of the game player DM type thing, 5e, is there such a thing as masterwork?
No.
These are masterwork.
Well,
No, but you are welcome to add whatever the hell you want, DM.
Wait, so it used to be a thing in an older edition
Mm-hmm.
that when you bought a masterwork weapon, that it was a +1 just based on the fact that it was a masterwork weapon.
Sure.
Non-magical +1.
Sure.
There is no rule for that, but that is awesome.
And so that's what each of those are, is a non-magical +1.
Sweet.
And if you were to find a wizard or an ability to a way
that.
to put magical abilities into a weapon, these weapons would hold that. Normal weapons would not. The extra quality of these, you are assured these would hold whatever magics were put into them.
Wonderful.
So you have badass new axes.
Badassery. What's the weight on each?
They are the same as a regular hand axe.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I mean they're not any heavier. In fact, they move really nicely. You are super happy with these.
My hand axes.
Where's the thing? We are over time by quite a lot. I don't want to
Oh crap. We are.
run anyone too late. Do we want to continue this next time? Do we want to do some of this online via chatting? Because Shelby, I think yours and I can talk with Beck about what it is that she wants, even though she stayed back. Other than the sculptor, there were other things you were headed for. Do you want to do a separate thing, Shelby?
Sure, because I just want to buy some things,
Okay.
and then I need to see the sculptor for the statue.
Okay.
And
Um,
we can do the alchemy thing digitally as well.
Okay. So let's call it there for right now,
Okay.
and let's verify.
Recording stopped.
Doot, doot.